Hi everyone, it's Melissa from Clean My Space, and today I've paired up with my friends from Listerine to talk about forming some positive new habits. It may surprise you to find out that when I was growing up, I actually had the messiest desk in my classroom. I used to just shove everything in there and I couldn't find a thing. I know a lot of you can relate to having a messy desk. It certainly makes things a lot more difficult. So when I grew up and got a real job, I realized that if I was ever going to be productive, I needed to get into the habit of keeping my desk organized. And once I set my mind to it, it didn't take long at all. In fact, research shows that it only takes 21 days to form a new habit. And this is the concept behind Listerine's 21-day challenge. Use Listerine for just 21 days and you can have a healthier mouth. Seems pretty easy for a nice long-term payoff, doesn't it? So today, in the spirit of creating some new habits, I'm gonna share with you some of my favorite office organizing tips, which will help get your office in tip-top shape. First, it can be so hard to keep track of everything that I have to do in a day. So what I do to combat this is I create a to-do list. I know it sounds really simple, but honestly, it works. And all you need is a good app on your smartphone or a pen and paper. I keep track of all the phone calls and emails, things I have to do, places I have to go, and man, does it ever boost my productivity. Next, what do you do with all those papers that come across your desk each day? Well, I keep all my rogue papers in one file. That way I know where to find everything and it keeps my desk much more organized. When I'm done with the paper, either I move it to a more permanent location or I shred it. And by the way, I love shredding. Shredding helps reduce clutter, and clutter leads to an unproductive workspace. And while we're on the topic of clutter, it's really easy to get overwhelmed with the sheer amount of stuff in your office. So one of the key principles of organizing is to make sure that everything has its own home. For example, all of my desk supplies have a little zone on the desk. Packing materials, magazines, any of that kind of stuff, those go into baskets, and baskets are an amazing storage solution for your office. Now, if something comes into your office and it doesn't have a home, either find one for it or get rid of it. Next step, part of having an organized office is also having a clean office. And I don't need to tell you how unpleasant your electronics can become during the week. So once a week, I take a microfiber cloth and a bit of rubbing alcohol, and I'll give my keyboard, my mouse, and my phone a quick wipe down. Disinfecting my electronics gives me a more productive workspace. And finally, at the end of the day, I do myself a little favor for the next morning. I use a home stager's favorite trick, which is lining everything up on my desk parallel or perpendicular to the edge of the desk. This makes it look tidier. That way, when I come in the next morning, I'm motivated to get to work instead of annoyed by the total mess on a desk. I know these tips sound simple, but if you can make them a habit, you can also have a clean and organized, not to mention more productive office space. And if it only takes 21 days to pull it off, what's stopping you? Which brings me back to that quick and easy mouthwash habit. I've definitely been inspired. I'm gonna give Listerine's 21-day challenge to a healthier mouth a go. And you should too. Head over to the Listerine Facebook page and upload a photo of your Swish selfie. You could even win 500 bucks. I'll see you there. I hope I've inspired you to form some new habits. Here's to a cleaner desk and a cleaner mouth.